All right, let's get into this. Obi-Wan, episode 1 and 2. I'm not calling them part 1 and 2. It's episode 1 and 2. Listen, I have not seen anything about leaks at all. I did watch the trailer. I did a review of this. And I try to honestly not be a negative Nancy. I really do. When I watch these trailers and I watch the show, I assumed that this, now that I know her name, Reva character was going to be shoehorned in here to somehow be the main character. And what do you know? That's essentially is what seems to be the case. I'll talk episode 1, and then I'll talk episode 2, because this might be a little bit of a long video because I got a lot of venting to do about this. Like I said, I try not to be negative, but overall, just give you my overall thoughts. Episode 1, okay. Wasn't bad, right? A couple things in there I was like, kind of rough, but not the worst. Episode 2, complete garbage. Absolutely, I mean, crypto, stock market, tank, drop, trash. It was hard to get through. And I watched them twice. I watched both of these episodes twice just to make sure that I wasn't being, like, completely biased and just like, all right, like I know I hate Disney and I hate everything. Let's look at it again just to make sure that I'm not out of my mind. No, it's trash. So let's talk about episode 1 real quick. This is Obi-Wan show, mind you, okay? Obi-Wan show. The first scene that we see is a flashback scene of young Padawans being trained, and then obviously if you watch the show, you know what happens. But the first person that they zoom in on and that's it's focused in on and zoom out of is a black female Padawan. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but that's clearly Reva, right? We all know that. So the first thing in the Obi-Wan show that we're seeing is her origin story. So we know that Reva is now a Padawan. If I'm wrong, I'll delete my channel. I really will. And I have not watched leaks, nothing. It doesn't take a damn genius to figure this out. Reva used to be a Jedi. I mean, they even say that in the show about all the Inquisitors. So, clearly, that this is who this show is about. This is about her redemption arc. I guarantee it. Already know what's going to happen. And again, I might be wrong. But, so, it's already focused on her, right? Whatever. So, not the biggest thing. Some of that flashback wasn't bad. It was cool to see, what was going on at the Jedi Temple at the time. There were some good scenes about this, okay? The Leia scene with her dad, they're on the balcony talking and they're having that heart-to-heart. I thought that was a really good scene, right? There are some aspect of this, like Ian McGregor, how he is acting. It's Obi-Wan. Like, for the most part, it's Obi-Wan. There's one thing I didn't really understand. I've talked to a couple people about this, and they don't agree with me, of course, but Obi-Wan seems very negative, right? When that Jedi that's running around that the Inquisitors are looking for, but Reva, for some reason, is caught up on looking for Obi-Wan 10 years later. Whatever. Okay. But anyway, they're on that planet, Tatooine, and they are looking for, obviously, a Jedi. The Jedi then comes up to Ben Kenobi at night when he drops off that toy at the farm that Luke's on. I watched that twice because I thought, okay, maybe the first time I was just being cynical. No. Obi-Wan was very clear as day telling him, hey, we lost, bud. Give it up. Go take that lightsaber, go bury it, and go live a normal life. It's over. We lost. Completely negative. I watched it twice to confirm. No misconception. That's exactly what he said. There was no ounce of hope in his voice that he's like, hey, we have to wait for when the time is right. No, he was like, nah, we lost. It's over. Okay. In the same breath, when Uncle Owen comes up to him again when he's with his giant anteater / camel thing that he rides, and he throws the toy back at Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan's like, hey, he's at that age. He must be trained. Why? Why would we be training him if there's no hope? He himself, which I understand, is doesn't want to use the Force or anything because he's in hiding, right? That was the whole point of something that happened in episode 2, which we'll get to. He's reluctant to use any of his powers because he doesn't want to draw attention to himself. So why do you want Luke trained? For what purpose? If it's over, if the Jedi Order is dead, if it's done, and you're negative, you wouldn't care that Luke's being trained at all. In my opinion, that's just, I don't know, I'm just using common sense. I'm sure somebody that watches this will correct me and explain to me why I'm wrong. And please, do so in the comments right now. Do that. Just start typing away. Tell me how I'm wrong. But I just found that contradictory. That in one breath, you're telling this dude, hey, chalk it up, take the L, we lost, bury that damn thing in the sand, and go live a normal life. It's over. He didn't say, wait till the time is right. I'm going off of exactly what was portrayed on the video, and he clearly was not giving any form of hope. But yet, in the same breath, we need to train Luke. Well, why do we need to train him if all bets are off and it's gone, it's over, it's done, it is what it is? That just, to me, makes zero sense. Whatever. Not the biggest thing. Wasn't the worst thing in the world. The chase scene with Leia. Holy shit. Holy shit, was that bad. Like, what are you doing? How do you watch that back and go, fuck it, put it in, that's fine. No, do it again. Do it again. Fix it. I don't care. I don't care if you use the same sets from other locations and you only have certain narrow paths. Do it again. You have the money. Do it again. That was terrible. Holy shit, that was bad. So awful. Makes zero sense at all. Like, it was cool seeing Flea, which I always know Flea as Needles. I didn't expect to see Needles from Back to the Future. If you don't know, look it up. I didn't expect to see him in the show, so I was like, holy shit, what's he doing there? But I didn't think he did that bad. The Inquisitors, besides Reva, and again, I'm not picking on Reva, they all looked good. Reva just, the character, I'll get to her in a minute, but the other Inquisitors looked fine. I think the Grand Inquisitor looked good. But overall, like I said, episode 1 wasn't bad. Her acting, though, Reva's, is really, I'm not being mean. I really don't want to pick on this person. I don't know if it's the writing, but it's got to be writing. I mean, the show's very poorly written. It's just not good. It's just not good. It's bad. It's very, very, very bad. And she does not do a good job carrying, like I said, Ian McGregor is doing his best. I think he's portraying it well. The other Inquisitors really didn't have a problem with them. That one that's episode 2. So episode 1, we'll wrap this up real quick. I personally would never have expected Obi-Wan to leave the planet, in my opinion. I know in the book, apparently he left. I don't care. Even in the book, I don't think, maybe the book explains it better, but I don't think he should be leaving the planet. He was at the little town square, and he heard the Inquisitor threaten Owen and his family. I would stay. Even if you saw the Inquisitors left, there's plenty of times in movies a bad guy's leaving or whatever goes, you know what, I'm going to go double check that just to make sure. We've seen that. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could have came back and checked on Owen's farm and go, oh yeah, you got some force powers, I could feel it. Right? Or whatever the case may be. Or just kills him just because Reva is clearly off the wall and cuts that lady's hand off for no reason. So I don't know. I don't agree with him leaving, but again, I am glad because I'm tired of being on Tatooine after what seems like that's the only damn planet that exists in the galaxy. So it was great to see Coruscant. It looked beautiful. It was nice. This other planet that they used that kind of looked like Blade Runner-ish. I think that was also on another show. I think Mandalorian used that same set, if I'm not mistaken. So that looked, shocker, right? Saving money. But it was, hey, look, we were off the planet. Like I said, I thought it was ironic that of all the people that shouldn't have left Tatooine is roaming the galaxy. And then you got Boba Fett's show, who that guy should have been going all over the place, and he was stuck on Tatooine. Like, I don't. It's weird how that's swapped, but whatever, right? We're off Tatooine, not a big deal. So overall, episode 1, okay, right? Obi-Wan, puts on his stuff, and he goes and he grabs his little lightsaber, digs it out of the hole, and he's back to being Obi-Wan. Episode 2. The Leia female actor, it's very Disney. It sounds like she's a kid. I get it. There's not a lot of good kid actors out there, but when there are good kid performances. If you've ever seen the horror movie Antlers, the kids in that are good actors. They're very well done. And that's a very emotional movie. It's very, kind of deep, disturbing movie. They did a good job. This kid is bad. It's a bad actor. Yeah, she's a little bit of a smart ass, and she's supposed to be like Leia, and I get it. At first, I had a problem with it being about Leia. I was like, why are we introducing Leia? Like, what does that matter? And I understand that they want to explain how Leia would know Ben exists, but you could have done that in a passing shot, right? You could have just mentioned, or Obi-Wan within his travels could have came to Coruscant for some reason, met up with Leia's now dad. They introduced each other that way, and he could have said, hey, Leia, if you ever need help in the future, this is the person to go to. And that's it. And it didn't have to be about Leia. But this is whatever. But so I'm not like crazy mad about it, but whatever. It's again, the problem that I have with it is it's another babysitting episode, because that's what Mandalorian is, babysitting Baby Yoda. Now we're babysitting Leia. Hopefully that's not the whole show, but who knows? Hopefully he gets her back and drops her off, and then he's just on the run. That would be great. If I have to see Leia in every single episode going forward, it's going to be really rough. But, yeah, so episode 2, it really went downhill from there. The acting was poor. Ian McGregor, like I said, still did the same thing. Leia's very annoying, in my opinion. Her acting is really bad. Yeah, so just a lot to take apart from there. Again, the Grand Inquisitor, Reva being the star, her parkour stuff that she did, the backwards flip, but she's moving forward, the weird stuff. She's clearly unhinged. There's a lot of things that open the door, right? Like, why does she know that that's Anakin? I know Disney doesn't care about canon and whatnot, right? But why does she know? She should know, in my opinion. Why is she so obsessed with Obi-Wan? What would Anakin tell her? Hey, Obi-Wan did this to me, Or I would assume she's obsessed with Obi-Wan because she feels abandoned, maybe, because no one saved her or whatever, and now she's there. I don't know. Who knows? We're going to figure it out, I hope. Some things are never answered in Star Wars, so or that's a story for another time that never comes. But yeah, her acting is terrible in this, though. At the end, when we will get you, and they're escaping Obi-Wan on that ship. That fake Jedi who's pretending, who's like scamming people. I don't know his name. He was really bad acting. It was pretty terrible. Yeah, it just wasn't good. She killed Now, a lot of people are saying, obviously, the Grand Inquisitor is not dead. So, but if that's the case, why does that scene exist? Maybe the Grand Inquisitor is going to exact revenge when he's in a bacta tank. He'll probably be thrown in a bacta tank and saved because no one dies anymore. But if they do kill him, that breaks their own canon with Rebels. So I don't know. It's very, very poorly done. And I think, honestly, like I said, all this stuff going on, this should have been about Obi-Wan. I don't think they should have been, to start the show and say that Reva has this obsession with Obi-Wan. I think, if anything, they should have accidentally came across that it was possibly Obi-Wan. They look more into it, then they find out, and then the chase is on. That's what I think should have happened. And maybe he had to leave planet to take the heat off him because he didn't want to draw attention there. That's would have been a better decision than her already having some odd, fetish on searching for Ben Kenobi, 10 years later. Of course, he's wanted, right? But I don't know. It's supposed to be a galaxy. Think about how big a galaxy is, and the fact that we just run into each other all the time. I guess I just contradicted myself in that sense. But, a bounty hunter could have ran. There's so many ways they could have brought up the fact that he was spotted or something. The clone trooper, the veteran clone trooper, was weird. Seeing the bum on the floor. I thought that was just a member berries thing, right? So, I don't know. Yeah, we're at 15 minutes. I don't want to make this way too long. But overall thoughts, episode 1 was okay. Episode 2, dumpster fire. I think a better show, honestly, just keep this more about Obi-Wan. A better show would have been Reva as an Inquisitor. And that Jedi that was in the desert that came up to, just a random Jedi. Because then that way, I don't mind that. Because now it's something new and fresh. And it's like, okay, I have no expectations. You're not trampling on an OG show. This is your show. Do what you want. But they can't do that. Disney can't help themselves. They have to use the title of something to draw that attention. And then they can't help but virtue signal, right? The agenda always comes first. And what I mean by agenda is a white male character cannot have their show. It has to be shoehorned by a female, more than likely, and the female has to be non-white. That's reality, unfortunately. And again, I have no problem with non-white characters or female characters. There's plenty out there that I love. Alien, Ripley, female-led character. There's so many great female lead characters out there that are well written, and I love. There's plenty of black characters out there, or Hispanic characters, or Asian characters out there that I love. Rogue One had a bunch of the Asian character, the blind guy. I loved him. He would have been a great show to do something on him, a backstory. There's plenty of other black Jedi or black characters in Star Wars I love. Mace Windu, Lando, other black characters in cinema. The Wire, HBO The Wire. If you haven't watched that, go watch that. Bubbles, Omar, the one cop that looks like Morgan Freeman. Those are amazing characters that I love out of that show. They're just well written. Reva is not well written, and she's kind of obnoxious and annoying right now. She's pretty good looking. But other than that, yeah, pretty rough. But let me know what you think in the comments below. What do you think about this? Like I said, I'm sure I'm probably going to get a lot of hate about this, but it is what it is. I got to be honest. I'm not going to lie. I think, honestly, Andor looks really good. Looks really good visually compared to this. And I'm more excited to even see what they come up with Andor because I have no expectations. Whatever you do, it is what it is. This, so far, not for me. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you like this video, please, it's free. It doesn't cost you a damn thing. Hit that thumbs up. It definitely helps the video, helps the channel, all that nonsense, all that YouTube gibberish. And thank you for watching. So until next time,